12 for the Eagles. It's Hurts. Look at the power to take this in.
And the quickness of the decision. Everyone covers, the middle's vacated, and then the physicality, that 600-pound squat to run through Buda Baker, touchdown Philadelphia.
They missed the extra point, so we're tied at 26. Then DeAndre Hopkins took over for a little while. This is a nice play. It takes it down to the 40. The next one, Dan, might be as good a catch as we have seen all season long.
Contested catches. This is what separates him. Look at the ability to reach back, make the catch. That ball's going to get hit as he's reaching back and then hold it in one hand. That's the difference between Hopkins and basically everyone else in the NFL.
Murray threw for 406 and 3 touchdowns. Then the Eagles with 30 seconds to play. It's Hurts. Look at the poise as he scoops it and finds Dallas Goedert. Ultimately, it all comes down to this Hail Mary last chance for the Eagles.
Yeah, it's a great throw. I mean, the ability to put air on it, allow everybody to get in that end zone, and the Eagles are right there. And you're saying, can someone sell out for a dive? They're that close to pulling off that comeback.
In the end, Hurts, 338, 3 touchdowns. Coach, let's talk.
I thought he, had great poise out there, great leadership. Played obviously physically tough, mentally tough. Made some really good throws down the stretch, especially in the second half when we kind of had to, put a couple drives together. So, played well. Played really well. Take care of the football. I mean, those are all things we talk about, and he's able to do that. Plus lead the team into the end zone. Yeah, I'll probably have a decision for you, tomorrow on next week.
And as a quick addendum to that, so Doug Peterson not naming Jalen Hurts as the starter yesterday, he was on his regular radio appearance this morning and said that he will probably have a decision by noon today. 12:30 Eastern today is when he meets with the media again, and he will probably have a decision by then. I need to ask Rex, because, you're a head coach.
God.
What is that? What's he doing?
He's just playing with the media right now. He's going to, Carson Wentz is my guy. Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
He talked about he played with poise, leadership, he took care of the football, all those type of things that, oh, by the way, the other cat that we gave $100 million to hadn't shown any of that. So we'll make that decision. I'm going to make that decision for you, Doug. We're going to go with Jalen Hurts. Okay, my friend? Done.
Not only that, but for the foreseeable future, which at this point looks very much like it includes next year. So, Dan Orlovsky, what does that mean?
Yeah, I don't think Carson Wentz ever plays in Philadelphia again. And I know right now that this is the crush Carson Wentz year. I'll be very clear. Carson Wentz will play in the NFL again as a starting quarterback at a very high level. The talent is 100% still there. I believe in it. You have to go down the road, the difficult conversation road of what did 2017 do to you when you got injured and someone else took your family to Disney World? When I'm talking about took your football team to the Super Bowl. What did 2018 do to you when you watched that same person take your family to Disney World again? What did that do to the self-doubt, right? What did that do to the self-doubt? And then what did 2019 do to your belief? Do you still believe in yourself that you're one of the baddest dudes in the NFL at that position? Those are conversations that I would have to have with whatever team is going to have Carson Wentz as their quarterback. But I don't think he does it in Philadelphia. I just don't see how you take Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts. Listen, I was a part of a lot of really good quarterback rooms, a lot of really healthy ones that I know because of the relationship within the room impacted the starters' play positively. I was in quarterback rooms with Matt Schaub when he was a Pro Bowler, and I know that helped him play better. With Matthew Stafford, when he was playing as good as anybody in football, I know that room on an everyday basis had a positive impact on him. They can't be in the same room together. There's not going to be any positivity that comes from that. That is going to be a very combative relationship. I don't see Carson Wentz as a Philadelphia Eagle next year.
RC, we touched on this earlier. What's missing? What's wrong? Because we all see the talent. And that, to his point, you see Jalen Hurts come out and just play better with his team. Why?
Mm-hmm. You know what? It's hard to put your finger on it. And we've seen it more than one time. And I think that's the thing that's perplexing. And obviously, during the 2017 season, Carson Wentz was an MVP candidate. I believe he would have won it had he finished the season. So Nick Foles taking that team to the Super Bowl wasn't really a thing where people were alarmed. But then you look at the next year when he's not playing well, when the team is not playing well, he goes down, and now Nick Foles has this team in the playoffs, and a ricochet pass off of Alshon Jeffrey away from beating the New Orleans Saints. And you start to say, okay, something is missing between Carson Wentz and this team. I think as the more Dan defends Carson Wentz, which I also believe Carson Wentz is extremely talented and can get this fixed elsewhere, the more he defends him, the more I don't want that dude on my team. Right? Remember how bad we crushed Aaron Rodgers when Jordan Love was picked, and people said that his personality might not work with having that backup quarterback and all the ways that he could make a quarterback room possibly miserable. We're talking about Carson Wentz doing the same thing. We're talking about how was Carson Wentz affected in 2017? How was he affected in 2018? How were you affected when Jalen Hurts was drafted? All of these things speak to Carson Wentz, the player off the field.
Right.
All of these things speak to Carson Wentz, the leader. And I'm not saying I believe that these things are true about him, because we are all speculating. I want to put that out. We're just guessing. We're just looking at things from the outside and figuring out our perceptions. But that's a problem. That's a problem in a leader. That's a problem in a teammate. And when you have a guy like Jalen Hurts who's fighting through all that, who's fighting through the tension in the quarterback room, fighting a coach that won't name him the starter for the rest of the season, and he's excelling, you have to take that into account and say, not only is it Jalen Hurts' play, but it's the person, and this is our starter going forward. Let's stop playing Survivor every dang week.
I'm going to leave it here for another second, Nick, our producer back in Bristol, because we have not yet said something that I think needs to be said. How awesome is Jalen Hurts? I mean, Dan Orlovsky, this is a guy that no one believes in, and to the point, like everywhere he goes, people don't believe in him. They didn't believe him in Alabama. He went to Oklahoma. He kept on winning. No one believes him in Philadelphia. He's spectacular yesterday.
Yeah, I think the thing that stands out for him, Greeny, is the situational piece that he plays with. You know, like that's very rare. Like the third and fourth downs. I mean, fourth down and the ability to pull up as he sprints out left, and a guy with Greg Ward that kind of sees it the same way, feels it the same way, and he makes that throw. The fourth down where, okay, now the pocket's all over the place and I can scramble and go use my legs and avoid a hit. You know, that's something that we've talked about with Carson Wentz. Again, fourth down, backed up, get the ball out on time to Jalen Reagor on that stop route, or Fulgham on that stop route. And so, you know, when the moment seems really big and feels really big, you can almost be like Jalen Hurts can put his finger on his pulse and it's just you know, the heart rate never goes up. And I think that's a really, really, really big deal. And so that's why, like, this is such a big picture thing. It's not just a singular thing or a singular person attached to the situation. Jalen Hurts has had the door opened, and he's been given an opportunity. He has gone, I'm going to run through this opportunity, right? We have to give him credit for that. Part of that opportunity was Carson Wentz's poor play. I can't sit here and say he's the future of the Philadelphia Eagles, but he hasn't shown me a reason to say that he's not.
And let me finish it with this, because anyone who was watching Countdown or paying attention yesterday, you saw the report from Adam Schefter, and it was up on the screen here, that Carson Wentz has made it clear he doesn't want any part of being a backup. And those stories don't just come out of nowhere. So my question to you, Rex, is today, if you're Doug Peterson and you're the coach, that story is out there. The kid played so great. What are you saying to Carson Wentz?
Nothing. Why do I have to say a word to you? Look, we get it. Nobody wants to be a backup. But you had a starter. You never earned the job to keep the job. So, and Carson, maybe one thing I would tell you, you're not the only one disappointed that you're not the starter. Every single person in that franchise that went to bat for you to say, let's give this cat $100 million guaranteed, every one of them. You think you're ticked off? You ought to see the rest of us. We're ticked off because you aren't the guy we thought you were. And you know, I got to say this, Jalen Hurts, okay, one thing I never questioned, I know he's a winner.